moharan, lesson number 15, the Rebbe's own words. You shall be for me a kingdom of priests. Number 1, whoever desires to taste the hidden light, that is the Torah secrets that will be revealed in the future, must elevate fear to its source. Number 2, but how does one elevate fear? With the concept of judgment, as in a king establishes Eretz, a country with judgments. Eretz alludes to fear, as in Eretz, the earth feared. This means that one should judge all one's affairs. As in the verse says, he manages his affairs with judgment, meaning that one should judge and assess oneself regarding all one's affairs. In this way, one removes all fears from oneself, elevating fear to a state of clarity and purity. Nach meuman. Elevating fear to a state of clarity and purity. Only fear of God will remain, and no other fear. For when a person does not judge and assess oneself, one is then judged from above. For if there is no judgment below, there is judgment above. And when a person is judged by heavenly judgment, the judgments can manifest in anything, and all things can become God's agents to exact the judgment issued against this person. As the sages say, when they stand before your judgments, then all are your servants to enact the judgment against this person. However, when a person judges himself, and when there is judgment below, there is no judgment above. Fear is not manifested in anything in order to rouse a person, for one has become roused on one's own. This is alluded to in the verse. One who some sets the way, who sham assesses his way. That is, who judges his behavior is in there. These are the judgments that you shall sum. He set before them. Then the verse concludes, I will show him Elohim's salvation, which refers to fear as in fear Elohim. This is an aspect of fear rising from the klipa and from the nations by way of judgment. For judgment was initially manifested in the klipa. For this reason, a person becomes frightened of something, just as a government officer, thieves, or some other cause of fear. Fear has become manifested in that thing. For if fear had not become manifested in that thing, then that thing would not have had the power to frighten him. And number 3, now the source of fear is das, as written in the bezH a symbol of judgments are in the das, the 4 double letters, mansapach, a symbol of the 5 double letters. A symbol of judgments are in the das of Zer Anpin, as is written. Then you will understand the fear of God, and you will find das of Elohim. And the essence of das is in the hearts, as in He did not give you a heart l'das, to know, which is also the site of the essence of fear, as our sages said regarding things that are in the hearts. The verse says, fear your Elohim. That is that one should know whom one should fear, namely to fear the glorious name out of awe of the exaltedness. Nachman. Number 4, when one attains an aspect of das, one attains torah, as in wisdom dwell with deceit, meaning that the Torah dwells with a possessor of das. As written, God grants wisdom to the wise, but there are 2 aspects of Torah, the manifest and the hidden. And though the hidden aspect can only be attained in the future, one can still attain an aspect of it in this world by way of prayer with total self-surrender. Attaining such prayer is by way of the manifest aspect of the Torah. For the manifest aspect of the Torah is an aspect of Sinai, as our sages said, a Sinai and an uprooter of mountains, which is superior. The Sinai is superior. For everyone needs the grain dealer. Everyone needs the manifest Torah, whereas the hidden Torah, few are those who need it. Now Sinai is an aspect of humility. As our sages said, God overlooked all the mountains and gave the Torah on Mount Sinai. They also said the prayer of the humble is not scorned. As the verse says, God does not scorn a broken heart by praying with total self-surrender and by totally transcending one's physical existence. One transcends the finite, and when one is beyond the finite, one is able to attain the torah of the future, which is infinite, and cannot be contained within the finite. Number 5, this is the meaning of what Rabbi Baba Chana said. I saw this. I saw this. Ak frog that was as big as the Akro city of Hagronia. How big is the city of Hagronia? 60 houses. 8 tanina serpents came along and swallowed it. 8 pushkansa raven came along and swallowed the tanina, and then flew up and perched on the branch of the tree, and then flew up and perched on the branch of the tree. Look how great is the power of this tree. Rav Papa Bar Shmuel said, if I had not been there, I would not have believed it. Akruksa is a tzvardeya, which alludes a frog, which alludes to elevating fear to its source, and das. Sefar deya is a composite word. Sipor, a bird, and deya das. A bird represents fear, an aspect of the earth, as in we heard songs coming from the wind, tip of the earth. And mi ele, who are these? The letters form the divine name Elohim, that fly as a cloud, and Dea is the source of fear. As big as the Akra of Hagronia, as in Kra, call out Bagaharoin, from the throat, which is an aspect of the manifest Torah, as our sages say, for those who verbalize them with their mouths. For by elevating fear to the level of Das, one attains the manifest Torah. The revealed Torah, how big is the city of Hagronia? 60 houses. This represents prayer for when we call out to God. Anthropomorphic terminology. B'ta'arim, descriptions. For when we call out to God in anthropomorphic terminology, and He is available to us whenever we call. This is God's kindness. For if not for His kindness, we would be unable to call and name Him in any titles, praises, words, or letters. It is all God's kindness. 60 houses represents kindness, represented by Abraham, as in there are 60 kingdoms, which Rashi says refers to Abraham. Houses represents of houses of kingship, of houses represents houses of kingship. This is alluded to in the verse, Samchini ba'ashishois. Support me with crystal wine canisters, just as one holds up crystals, a shishois, in front of a strong light, in order to gaze at the strong lights by way of the crystals, so as God ordained to support us with titles and praises. Thus, Samchuni is from the letter Samech, numerically 60, the 60 kingdoms, an aspect of Abraham representing the 60 houses. A tanina came and swallowed it. Tanina represents a serpent that seduces man into praying for his own interests, such as give us life and sustenance or other benefits. A pishkansa came along and swallowed the serpent. As the Rashbam explains, a pishkansa is a raven, regarding which our sages say, whoever blackens his face like a raven in order to learn Torah and acts cruelly towards his children like a raven, meaning that he prays without any thought of self-interest and does not think about himself at all, completely transcending his selfhood and physicality, transcending as if his very existence, transcending as if his very existence, as in, for we have been slaughtered for your sake all day long. This is like being blackened like a raven. As a result of this, the raven flew up and perched on the branch of a tree, meaning that one merits an aspect of the hidden Torah, as in, he makes darkness Sisroi, his hidden place, referring to Sisrei Torah, the secrets of the Torah. One attains these by way of darkness, self-sacrifice, that is blackening one's face like a raven, for they are an aspect of darkness, because the concepts are so deep. This is alluded to when it flew up and perched on a branch of the tree, which is the home of the souls, as said, all souls emerge from the great tree. This is an aspect of the future world when life will be long as the days of a tree will be the days of my people. One attains this through prayer, for God desires the prayers of Israel. And when the Jewish people pray and fulfill God's desire, he becomes, so to speak, like an Isha, a woman, in that he receives pleasure from us. As the verse says, Isha, a fire offering a pleasant fragrance to God. By way of the pleasant fragrance that he receives, he becomes like a woman. And since a woman will encircle the man, God becomes revealed like an encircling garment that is from originally having been hidden. Now he is revealed by way of prayer, and since God and the Torah are one, through prayer the Torah is revealed, the hidden Torah. Look how great is the power of this tree. That is the power of the hidden Torah, which cannot become embodied in anything finite, in any physical body, other than for the one who blackens his face like a raven and treats his children like a raven. Number 6, this is alluded to in God has acquired 5 things in the world. The Torah is one acquisition. This corresponds to the manifest Torah, the revealed Torah. Heavens and earth are one acquisition. This corresponds to elevating fear to its source and das. The earth corresponds to fear, and the heavens to das. For das denotes union. As the verse says, Adam Yada had conjugal relations with his wife. This is alluded to in the word itself. Shemayim, the heavens, Eish, fire, and Maim, water, are unified together. Abraham is one acquisition. This corresponds to prayer. To 60 houses, to 60 kingdoms, as above. Israel is one acquisition. This corresponds to judgments, elevating fear, as in his statutes are and judgments to Israel. The temple is one acquisition. This corresponds to the hidden Torah, which one attains through prayer. Which one attains through prayer, which is represented by Abraham. This is alluded to in this mountain he has acquired with his right hand. The right hand represents prayer, which corresponds to Abraham. It is referred to as a mountain due to the depth of the concepts. It is referred to as the temple, which represents holiness, the first. No alien, non-priest shall partake of the holy. Only those who are his holy ones and guests may partake of it. The temple is an aspect of the hidden Torah. Number 7, this is the meaning of, you shall be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. A kingdom is an aspect of the manifest Torah, for kings shall rule with it. Kingdom represents the manifest, or the revealed, for there is no king without a people. Everyone needs a king, for everyone needs the grain dealer. Priests correspond to prayer, to Abraham, as our sages say. God told Abraham, you are a priest forever. A holy nation corresponds to the temple, to the hidden Torah, which is called holy. How does one attain these aspects? By elevating and binding the aspect of fear to the aspect of das, by way of judgment, as said. Hence the verse concludes, these are the words you shall tell to the Israelites. This refers to fear, which is called a word, for that is the source of speech. As our sages said, the words of the God-fearing are heard. And Moses, who represents das, shall tell. And Moses said, when they have an issue, literally a word, they come to me. Therefore the Jewish people who represent judgment elevate and behind fear to Moses, to the aspect of das. Hence you shall tell to the Israelites, for they represent judgment, as the verse says, his statutes and his judgments to Israel. Thus by binding fear to das, by way of judgments one attains the manifest Torah, and by way of the manifest Torah one attains prayer, and by way of prayer one attains the hidden Torah. A word represents fear, as in the God-fearing then spoke to one another. This lesson explains the following verse, my eyes are upon the faithful of the earth to dwell with me. The one who follows the path of perfection, he will serve me. Number 8, eyes correspond to das. As the verse says, the eyes of both of them were opened. Das also contains 10 holy names of Yid-Kei, Vav-Kei. Numerically 260, nach, nachman, meuman, which is numerically equivalent to twice ayin, 2 eyes. Each ayin is numerically 130. The faithful alludes to Aroim as brought in the Medrash Soichatzoiv. And Aroin corresponds to judgment. As the verse says, Aaron shall bear the judgment of the Israelites. The earth represents fear. Dwell with me alludes to Sinai, to humility. I shall dwell with the humble. One who follows the path of perfection represents prayer. Abraham has said, as in walk before me and be perfect, he will serve me, alludes to the hidden side to an aspect of the future world. Blessed is he who chose the people who ate the manna, who has assisted us until here to hear such amazing things on the stories of Rabbi Baba Chana. Come and see the greatness of the rebbe, nach meuman. So now, with the permission of the Almighty King, I presented before you our beautiful teachings containing abundant goodness, hidden and concealed in the holy words of the great sages. They are spiritual giants who are speaking in whose words are hidden holy counsel that emerges from the torah of the hidden ancient one. I come up and see God's works, His wondrous ways. The tree is grown and strong. Its height reaches the ends of the heavens, and it is visible at the far corners of the earth. Its fruit is abundant, and its appearance beautiful. Pay attention, and your souls will come to life. Draw water with joy from the well springs of salvation. Blessed is he who chose the people who ate the manna, who has assisted us until here to hear such amazing things on the stories of Rabbi Baba Chana. Lesson number 16, the Rebbe's own words. Rabbi Yochanan told, I was once traveling in a ship and I saw this fish that stuck its head out of the water. Its eyes looked like 2 moons. It spouted water from its 2 nostrils like 2 rivers of Surah. I saw this fish. This refers to the tzaddik who's called a fish is known. Nach nachman, meuman.